Have you ever found yourself hesitating before doing something that used to feel second nature? Maybe it's reaching for a pan on the top shelf or stepping out for a long walk on your own. You pause, not because you can't do it, but because there's that little voice wondering, what if I fall? Or what if I need help? That voice is more common than you think. And if it's there, it doesn't mean you're weak or losing your spark. It just means you care about your independence and you want to keep it. The good news is staying independent as you age isn't about defying time or pretending you're still 30. It's about making small, powerful choices every day to help you stay strong, sharp, and confident. In this video, we're going to talk about 6 proven strategies that help older adults like you live with more freedom, control, and joy. These aren't complicated routines or expensive tricks. These are simple, doable habits that, when practiced regularly, can make all the difference in the world. Let's dive into the first one, and it might be the most important: keeping your body moving. Now, I know some days it's easier said than done. Maybe the knees creak a little more than they used to, or getting out of bed isn't quite the same graceful leap it once was. But here's the thing: our bodies were made to move, and when we stop moving, we actually make things harder on ourselves. Movement keeps the muscles strong, the joints flexible, and the balance steady. And no, you don't have to join a gym or do push-ups. You can take a short walk every morning, stretch while watching your favorite show, or join a gentle Tai Chi or water aerobics class at the community center. Even light gardening counts. Digging in the soil, reaching for tools, bending down to check on your tomatoes. All of it helps keep your body active in a way that feels natural. One woman I spoke to told me she started doing simple chair exercises while listening to music in the morning. She wasn't looking for six-pack abs. She just wanted to be able to walk her dog without holding on to fences. And guess what? A few months later, she was doing just that. No fences needed. It's not about age. It's about consistency. Your body listens to how you treat it. So if you treat it with care, challenge, and movement, it responds. And that keeps you independent. Because independence often starts with the ability to get around on your own terms. Now, just as important as moving your body is feeding it well. Think of your body like a car. You wouldn't expect it to run well if you poured soda in the gas tank, right? It needs quality fuel to keep humming. As we get older, our bodies need fewer calories, but more nutrients. That means eating foods that pack a punch without being heavy or hard to digest. Colorful fruits and vegetables, lean proteins like fish and eggs, whole grains like oatmeal or brown rice. They all give your body the energy it needs to keep going strong. Hydration is another thing that gets overlooked. Sometimes, as we age, we don't feel thirst the same way we used to, but your body still needs water. Even mild dehydration can make you feel tired, dizzy, or confused, none of which help when you're trying to stay independent. So keep a glass of water nearby and sip often, even if you don't feel especially thirsty. Now, I want to tell you a quick story. There's a gentleman in his 70s who started drinking one smoothie a day. Nothing fancy, just some spinach, berries, a little banana, and water. He said it gave him more energy than his morning coffee. And more than that, it helped him stay regular, which, let's be honest, is one of those things nobody likes to talk about, but everyone deals with. Food isn't just fuel, it's your foundation. And when you give your body what it needs, it gives you strength in return. Let's keep going, because this next strategy might surprise you. It's staying mentally active. Just like your muscles, your brain needs exercise too. It loves being challenged, learning new things, solving problems. When you stop giving your brain things to chew on, it can start to feel sluggish, like an old engine that hasn't been started in a while. But the good news is your brain loves variety. You could try a new puzzle every week, take up a hobby like painting or knitting, or even start writing short stories from your life. One man I knew joined a virtual book club during the pandemic and said it gave him something to look forward to every week. Not just the books, but the conversations, the laughter, the chance to hear other perspectives. Even something as simple as switching up your daily routine, taking a different route on your walk, cooking a new recipe, or listening to music from a different culture can stimulate your brain in powerful ways. Think of your mind like a garden. The more you water it with new experiences and information, the more it blossoms. And when your mind is sharp, you're more confident making decisions, solving problems, and managing the little tasks of daily life that add up to full independence. Now that we've talked about keeping your body moving, feeding it well, and staying mentally active, let's keep this momentum going. Let's keep this momentum going by looking at something that often gets overlooked: staying socially connected. Now, this one might surprise you. When we think about independence, we usually think about doing things on our own, handling our finances, cooking, cleaning, moving around without help. But here's the thing most people don't realize. Staying socially connected is actually a huge part of staying independent. You see, as we age, it's easy to fall into a rhythm where our days look the same. Maybe we talk to family on the phone once in a while, or we see neighbors in passing. But deep, regular interaction can quietly slip away. And without even noticing it, we can start to isolate ourselves. That isolation doesn't just affect your mood. It can seriously affect your health, motivation, and even your memory. When you regularly talk with others, share stories, laugh, or even just vent a little about the weather or a funny moment you had, you're exercising your brain and your emotional muscles. Think of it as a kind of social workout. It keeps your mind sharp, your spirits up, and your sense of purpose alive. People who stay connected tend to be more active, take better care of themselves, and bounce back quicker when they face a setback. You don't have to be the life of the party or attend big gatherings if that's not your thing. It can be as simple as having a regular coffee date with a friend, joining a local group that shares your interests, maybe a gardening club, a book club, or a walking group. Even joining a weekly online chat group or video call can work wonders. The key is consistency, something that keeps you plugged into a community. No matter how big or small, reminds you that you're not alone and that you're still very much part of the world around you. And while we're on the subject of staying connected, let's not forget how powerful it can be to have a little help now and then. Not because you can't do things, but because accepting help when it's needed allows you to keep doing what matters most. A big part of staying independent isn't doing everything alone. It's knowing when to ask for support so you can keep living life on your own terms. That brings us to another vital point: staying flexible, both physically and mentally. Now, I know stretching doesn't always sound exciting, but flexibility is what helps you get out of bed smoothly. Bend down to tie your shoes, reach for something on a high shelf, or get into the car without a second thought. As we age, our joints naturally stiffen up a bit, muscles tighten, and our range of motion can shrink. But the good news is, with just a little bit of daily movement, you can keep your body feeling younger and more agile. You don't need to become a yoga master. Even simple stretches in the morning, or doing light mobility exercises while watching your favorite TV show, can do wonders. Try reaching for the sky a few times, rolling your shoulders, gently turning your neck side to side, or even standing on your tiptoes now and then to stretch your calves. These little movements build up over time and can help prevent falls, improve posture, and keep your body feeling strong and responsive. And just like your body benefits from being flexible, so does your mind. Being open to change, learning new things, and staying curious helps keep your brain young. Try reading a new type of book, learning a simple recipe from a different culture, or exploring a hobby you've always been curious about. Keeping your mind flexible means you're more likely to adapt to life's twists and turns without feeling stuck or frustrated. Now, speaking of strength and confidence, let's talk about one of the most important yet often forgotten areas of independence: balance. Literally, your physical balance. It's something we don't think about much until we have a stumble or near fall. But having strong balance is key to doing just about everything safely. Walking across the room, stepping into the shower, getting in and out of chair, even carrying groceries from the car. Fortunately, balance is something you can improve no matter your age. One of the easiest ways to start is by practicing standing on one foot while holding onto a sturdy chair or counter. Just a few seconds at a time, and you'll gradually build up your balance and coordination. Gentle exercises like Tai Chi, or even standing and sitting from a chair without using your hands, can also help improve stability. Not only does better balance prevent falls, it also boosts your confidence. When you feel sure on your feet, you're more likely to stay active, go out, and keep enjoying the things you love. And remember, staying independent isn't about doing big things all the time. It's about making sure the little things stay easy and safe for you to do. Let's keep moving forward with that same focus on the small, doable steps that lead to lasting strength and independence. When you start creating routines that support your independence, something magical happens. You begin to feel more confident in your ability to handle daily life. And that brings us another incredibly powerful strategy that doesn't always get the attention it deserves: keeping your mind sharp. Staying independent isn't just about being physically able. It's also about staying mentally strong. Have you ever walked into a room and forgotten why you went there? Or maybe you struggle to recall a name that used to come to you so easily. That happens to everyone, but when it starts to become a pattern, it can feel scary. The good news? There are small habits you can start today to keep your brain in top shape. One of the best things you can do is challenge your mind with something new. It doesn't have to be difficult. Maybe you pick up a crossword puzzle every morning with your coffee, or try learning a few words in a different language just for fun. Even switching up your routine, like brushing your teeth with your non-dominant hand or taking a new route on your walk, can create new pathways in the brain. These little changes make a big difference over time. Another great way to boost brain health is through social interaction. Yes, even if you're more of an introvert, having meaningful conversations, even just a chat with a neighbor or a phone call with a grandchild, stimulates your brain and helps prevent cognitive decline. Social connections give you a reason to get up in the morning. They remind you that you're not alone, and they bring so much joy into everyday life. Now, while we're talking about joy and mental well-being, let's not overlook the role of purpose. That deep, personal reason to get out of bed each day can be your greatest source of strength. And that's another key to staying independent: having a sense of purpose. It doesn't have to be something grand or world-changing. It could be tending to your garden, caring for a pet, mentoring someone younger, or even making art or crafts that bring you happiness. Purpose grounds us. It gives us direction, and most importantly, it gives us motivation. When we feel like we matter, like our actions make a difference, even in small ways, we naturally take better care of ourselves. We walk with more confidence. We make better choices. And we resist that feeling of helplessness that can sometimes creep in as we age. You might be thinking, but what if I've lost my sense of purpose? And that's completely okay. Life shifts, and so do our roles. Maybe you were a parent, a worker, a caretaker, and now those roles look different. But that doesn't mean your purpose is gone. It just means it's time to rediscover it in a new light. Start small. Ask yourself, what makes me feel useful? What brings me joy? Follow those breadcrumbs, and you'll find a renewed sense of meaning. And finally, let's talk about something that ties everything together: asking for help when you need it. Now, I know that may not sound like a strategy for independence, but hear me out. So many people believe that being independent means doing everything alone. But true independence comes from knowing your limits and building a support system around you. It's about being wise enough to say, I can do a lot, but I might need a hand with this. There is no shame in needing help. In fact, asking for support when you need it can prevent falls, reduce stress, and help you stay active longer. Whether it's hiring someone to do heavy yard work, getting groceries delivered, or simply leaning on a friend when you need emotional support, these aren't signs of weakness. They're signs of wisdom, and they help you conserve your energy for the things that really matter to you. All these strategies, moving your body, nourishing yourself, staying socially and mentally engaged, having a sense of purpose, and knowing when to lean on others, they're not about turning back the clock. They're about living well now. They're about embracing the stage of life with strength and grace, on your own terms. You've spent your life caring for others, building your world, and gathering wisdom along the way. This is your time to live with intention, to do the things that make you feel alive, and to hold on to your independence with both hands. And remember, you don't have to do everything perfectly. Small, steady steps will carry you forward. If any part of this message spoke to you, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Share what keeps you feeling strong and independent. Your story can inspire someone else watching this. And if you found this video helpful, please give a thumbs up and consider subscribing. We talk a lot here about aging with confidence, living with purpose, and staying healthy inside and out. Thanks so much for spending this time with me. You're doing better than you think. Keep moving, keep smiling, and keep being kind to yourself. Here's to living your best life, independent, empowered, and full of possibility at any age.